Okay, I have a question. If I trade, well, you're playing Violet and you have Roaring Moon, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever read Roaring Moon's Pokedex entry?
No.
What do you think
But I
Roaring?
have him. I got him. He's on my Switch right now. But
Pull it up then. So think about it like this, right? So the Pokemon from in Scarlet only exist in Scarlet. There's no Roaring Moon in the future game, right?
no.
And there's no Iron Valiant in the past game.
Right.
Go to your Pokedex and open up Roaring Moon. I thought there's an actual force field around Area 0, someone says.
Where the heck is the Pokedex?
I think you have to push like
Pokeball?
X. Yeah, I don't know how no one reported seeing that Dawn fan. I assume it broke out in recent times, but no one mentioned it.
But everyone's found him.
No one's seen him. What do you mean?
I found him.
No, but people in Paldia seem to not.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen anything there. I don't know where I'm going.
Oh my god, push A.
Oh my god, you guys did it. Wow.
Okay, and now push left, do not push right.
Oh no, I'm pushing right.
No, just go push left once at the start.
It's like he understands the errors I'm about to make. All right, here we go. Marida and Iron Valiant. Roaring Moon?
Okay, first open up Iron Valiant.
Iron Valiant, got him.
Okay, what does it say?
It's possible that this is the object listed as Iron Valley in a search and expedition journal. What the heck's so important about that?
First, one thing I think is cool is the future Pokemon are all listed as objects. Okay, open up Roaring Moon now. Now, it makes sense Iron Valiant is called that, right? Because it belongs to that game.
Right.
It's a listed object. They have a Pokedex entry for it. So what, should there be a Pokedex entry for Roaring Moon?
If it's in the same kind of breath, yeah. I mean, this is... Iron Valiant is a futuristic.
But should there be a Pokedex entry for Roaring Moon in Pokemon Violet?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a future Pokemon. You think
is Roaring Moon's from the past?
Is he?
Roaring Moon, the Salamence.
Oh yeah, he is from the past. Never mind.
Okay, so should there be a Pokedex entry for Roaring Moon?
There should not.
Open up his Pokedex.
Sorry, no, I was under the impression that I got it.
Has it open? I see it.
Honestly, I'm it's almost like the Mega seems like it's from the future now. I'm confused.
It's because I lied to you about the future bio enhancements.
Yeah.
Okay, so show it to the screen for a sec.
So
okay, there's Roaring Moon, right? So I'll open up its entry here.
According to an article in the Dubious magazine, this Pokemon has some connection to a phenomenon that occurs in a certain region.
Okay. Why is that in Pokemon Violet?
Right, because I have this in Violet, right?
Look what it doesn't.
So the entry would be different, and
it doesn't just say it's a Pokemon said to have a connection to a certain region. That would just seem like Gamefreak kind of breaking the fourth wall and just spreading the Pokedex entries. Right? Look at the first part.
According to an article in a Dubious magazine.
Leave it there. How does that make sense? In Pokemon Violet, what are they talking about? Some Dubious magazine. How could there be a magazine in the future game that apparently describes Roaring Moon? Even Heath didn't write about Roaring Moon in your game.
But when we talk about this Dubious magazine, are we talking about we
don't know what, but let's say it was a culture.
Occult stuff, no?
Let's say it was a culture, right? A culture we thought all this time was people making up stories based off Heath's book.
But in this case...
But they just made up... Let's say it is a culture. One of the stories is about a Pokemon Heath didn't write in his book.
Yeah, because he's from the past.
But also, how could Roaring Moon be in Pokemon Violet? For people to have spotted and put in a Dubious magazine.
So there's something being lied.
Right? So when I first read this, one idea I had is that...
That's so weird. Wow. Why do they throw so many wrenches like this?
Look, someone... Sorry, what?
They keep warping your brain and
and it's hard to tell if Pokemon just being stupid
or if they calculated this in.
So here's the thing. Someone says makes sense if the magazine exists in both games. But here's the problem. The magazine, only a certain version of the magazine exists in each game. When I first read this, I thought maybe Gamefreak is just being stupid, and maybe one way they could explain it is you trade from the other version and you get the other version's game into your copy. Like a stupid reason. But I don't think that's the case. What I think should be the case, which is what someone pointed here, he says, who's to say that the other professor didn't continue their research on the other Paradoxmons? So, let's say the other professor who was with our professor the whole time before they walked out knew all the information because they were there while ours was trying to invent the time machine. So they go to Blueberry Academy and they also invent the time machine there too. And they still pull out the future Pokemon of Pokemon Scarlet and then the past Pokemon in Violet.
You're basically saying whoever, this extra person, this person was able to go to Blueberry Academy, continue the work of the time machine, and still pull out Pokemon
Invent
stuff.
a new time machine and still pull it out.
And in that sense, it's possible they could have been pulling out. Like, even though Violet was
About
accessing the
future.
future, they access what, the past?
Yeah, so maybe the reason she walked out is because she's interested in the past. And she's like, nah, bro, this future stuff is boring. I'll do it myself. So she already knows all the research. So she takes it and she goes to Blueberry Academy.
Blueberry Academy.
And she pulls
Whether
it out.
it's that professor or just another person, because there's two ways to look. You could think of it as the other professor that walked out, or you could consider it just maybe a lineage, because we're saying almost like some professor that was with Heath that walked off and wanted to do his own thing. Maybe it's a lineage of his work, but either way, I could see reason to believe that there could have been like another force that could continue to work. I like the idea because imagine you go to Blueberry Academy and there's another time machine. You're like, yo, what the heck, man? We have to destroy this stuff. And they're like, no, you can't destroy ours.
Yeah, I just think it's weird. Like the Scarlet Pokemon have not only just entries in Violet, but they have entries that cite a dubious magazine. So look, name any Pokemon. Okay, so Iron Shreds, obviously it should have a Violet entry citing this Pokemon occurred in recent years. But how in Pokemon Scarlet does it say this Pokemon closely resembles a scientific weapon that a paranormal magazine claims was sent to this planet by aliens?
What is this, like a conspiracy journal? It's already weird enough that they say it's been sent to the planet by aliens. Then the fact that they're able to like
have it
know that it's
recorded.
recorded.
Yeah. Okay, someone said if I